Howdy, folks, and welcome to our finale of my Texas road trip. So hopefully you guys like to get to see from what it is or what it's worth. And I've been holding this surprise for quite some time, so you might be able to see where I'm at, because I am the master of time, space, and reality, and I'll be here from Idaho to Texas in an instant, because I'm gonna be at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, because why? You might see what I've been savoring for all this time, if you know what I mean. So guess what? I'm heading towards you in San Antonio in less than a minute, if you like to call it. So yes, when I try to time skip, I'll be in Texas before you can say what? So yes, and also pretty nifty from what I'm going to be in Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. So it is interesting to see from what is worth. So definitely, y'all, I would love to hear the comments from what is it you want to see in Texas, or for those who have been in Texas, you gotta know up straight and upright, and definitely I would love to hear from you. Especially when you guys ever gone to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas in San Antonio, and Six Flags in Dallas. Well, actually, it's in Arlington, because Six Flags is in Arlington, which is between Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas, because you got Dallas, which is SMU, and Fort Worth, which is TCU, if you know what I mean. So anyways, this will be our finale right here, and we are gonna start right now. By the power invested in me, guess what? We are gonna time skip, and I'm gonna be in Texas and before you can say what. So yes, enjoy the following video, and I'll see you at the close to the end. Enjoy. Howdy, folks, and welcome back for more of my Texas trip here in Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. And guess what? I am in the place called Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and it is awesome. And oh my goodness, I've enjoyed the time of my life. And you thought I was not going to the amusement park, but guess what? I'm inside an amusement park since 2009. Woo! Oh boy! Oh wow, this is, yes, and what I'm looking at right now is the new water park expansion pack. So yes, Six Flags Hurricane Harbor in San Antonio. And yeah, as low as $19.99. Upgrade tickets today is to a 2023 pass, but it'll be updated and for more to come. Oh, look at that, it gets sprayed water. Look, hey, look at that. Look at that. It's spraying water. It's like, I'm spraying water at you. Be prepared. Oh yeah, it's spraying water. And this right here. And look, there's Bugs Bunny, and there's Yosemite Sam. Oh my, yeah, you see how he shoots the water from that tank. Look, see, it's shooting water. It's shooting water. It's funny. Talking about it, adding insult to injury, but not really though. So, water, you're waiting for. I bet you'll have a wet entrance when you meet this water dragon. Waterific. You better water away or else it'll shoot you and spray. So yeah. Oh, this is an absolutely amazing place. Oh my goodness, I am floored. Water, be ready. Yes. Oh, I know it's humid around here in the tropics in San Antonio, so don't get me wrong. And guess what? I'm looking at pine trees. You said there are no pine trees. I'm looking at one right now, and not to mention some right there, right there. See? A pine tree or an oak, whichever works. Right there. Ha ha! See? There's pine trees and palm trees, and you think there's none. Yeah, water, watch out! So what are you waiting for? You get a blast of a H2O by this dragon here. It's like, I'm ready to shoot water for you. Have a bath. Yeah, it's like, ah! So yeah, what are you waiting for when this water dragon shoots water at you for the time being? So yeah, it's just, that is just when it comes to say, I'm water ready. So yeah, there's the water, all that. And there's that waterfall. Yeah, you can see the water coming gushing out, and there are people. Yeah, you see, there's the water. Water tested. Oh yeah, the water moves, if you want to know. Moves from where you're moving, and there's people coming down the water from that slide there. I'll tell you, it's a pretty fast slide. You see right there, there's a bunch of people, and here they go, and there it is. You get wet. You literally get wet when it comes to water. Of course, I can show you other rides, but I don't want to get copyright claim on music. There's a train horn right behind me. Here comes the water again. Hey, Austin, I'm spitting water. Yay! It is clean water from my teeth. What? That's not even funny. You don't have water in your teeth. There's shooting water, like whistling the water, and then all of a sudden it works, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it's like it shoots water at you, like, ah! Stop shooting water at me! Ah! You're shooting water at my face! It's shooting water at my back! It's shooting water at my head! In my ear! Or in my neck! I mean, what's the matter with you? I don't know. I just shoot water for the fun of it. Yeah, that's real cute. Yeah, look at that. You get shoot water from there. Like, I'm shooting water insult. Oh. And for those who ride in the front of the seat, you will get wet. For those who are in the back of the ride of the seat, well, likely to get less wet. But when it comes to this water dragon, well, you're not safe. And this is what happens. See? You get wet shooting by a water dragon. And this is what happens when you get wet by said water dragon, and it doesn't stop you. So yeah, there's Batman the ride, and there's the Joker, there's Superman. Yes, I'm a fan of DC. Yeah, Warner Brothers, DC, and Looney Tunes. Oh, yes, and look at that. Look at this. Look at the name is Willkommen in Spassberg. Bugs Whitewater Rapids. Yeah. And you thought the Schlitterbahn was not the only one that I go to, yeah. Sehr gut. So yes, that's the name of Bugs Whitewater Rapids, and that is the rapids of what you're looking at. It's absolutely incredible. And yeah, when you're in the front of the seat, you get mostly wet. You think that's the end of your pictures? When you get wet by this water dragon right here. Yeah, it's like adding insult to injury. So what are you waiting for to get a blast of H2O in your face? Yeah, talk about the spitting image of the water dragon. If you know what I said. Yeah, by the way, I got some pictures taken by Looney Tunes characters and it was awesome. That was great, to be honest. Oh my goodness, a trip to Texas such as this is definitely worth my time. My Texas trip adventure, and I could not ask for anything better than to come here than what is going on. Oh, the best thing or the best day of my life, and it's just incredible. Yeah, get water. No, don't get water. But if I go into that ride, I am gonna get watered down to the very last drop. Or I'm good to the very last drop. Yeah, there's a dragonfly. There's Batman the ride, and there's the people riding on that. It's like the elevator drop. It's like you drop so quick, right there, and there's the drop. Really, really fast. It's like Tower of Terror back in Disneyland. Now it's the name. Now it's a new name change. So between in Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Because now it's already upgraded or more like updated, very much updated. Up behind me is the train stop here, and you got the idea and all this. Lone Star Lil's Western Amphitheater. It's great, y'all. So anyways, I am going to enjoy the rides around here in Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and it's just absolutely amazing, wouldn't you agree? So yes, it's like I'm back in Germany a little bit, but then yes, I do enjoy this around here. So anyhow, and here comes more of the ride. So there's water splashing in your face. See, you get what in the front seat. And there's the water dragon. Yes. What are you waiting for to have a spitting image for such as H2O? Yeah. And look at this. Here it goes again. Comes the water. No! I don't want to get wet! Stop shooting at me! Relax, it's water. You're not going to melt. So by the power invested in me, because I'm going to enjoy the rides here in Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, I'm going to time skip right now. So here we go. Yes! Okay, now that I am not in Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, so yes, as I remember taking pictures of the inter-imaginary departures, and the arrivals, why not we get a good look at it? So here we go. Toad Hall, Tralfalmador, Trantor, Treasure Island. Look at that. Yes, it kind of changes. So yeah, Zappa Jabba Jungle, Valhalla, Utopia, Trouble Valley, Old World, Atlantis, Azeroth, Camelot. Look at that. Quantum, Utopia Air, Carrier. Chichi Raha, Cimmerian, City of Brass, City of Glass, Cloud Cuckoo Land, Cyberspace, like what? Crusoe's Island, Asteroid B-612. That is funny. Oh, I can't stop laughing. Yeah. And this, yes, I'm in an inter-imaginary portal. It is definitely not an exit, see? This is an inter-imaginary portal. This is definitely not an exit. If you receive a ticket here, we have to ask a few questions. Okay, let's begin. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Can I opt out? The chicken? I don't know. The egg. Okay, try again, please. Who make the rules? They do. I do. There are no rules. Who make the rules? There are no rules. They do. I do. Who do? Okay, one more time. What would a square circle look like? A square, circular, square, circular. What? That's funny. It made it funny for. Yeah, the inter-imaginary portal. I can hardly wait to go in there. So, why not we check this out? Boarding. The carrier. Departure time at 5 a.m. Destination. Avonlea. Location. A triangular peninsula jutting into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Atmosphere, gossipy environment under the watchful eye of Mrs. Rachel. What? The terrain down a little hollow fringe with alders. Like what? Who came up with this? Okay, for those who watch Gulliver's Travels, you know the name Lilliput. Yes, Lilliput. Transport, a ship proportionate to your particular body size. What? Okay. Weather, sunny with a chance of tiny arrows. That's unexpected, but who knows? It's like the night at the museum, only the destination is Lilliput. Atmosphere, great happiness. What? And that's boarding on time. And now the environment as picturesque as a painted scene. Yes. I'm having so much fun on the Intermaginary departures. Going to Avonlea, boarding in Avonlea on time is in Lilliput. So, who came up with this? It's just absolutely funny. This is just really funny when it comes to answering questions and intermaginary departures. I'm going to go into a triangular peninsula jutting into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Gossipy atmosphere under the watchful eye of Mrs. Rachel, and down a little hollow fringe with alders. Yes, alders. Yeah, I know what it is. What is this? Great. Why does it have to be alders? So I don't know. I don't want to find out, but I think I kind of know, which I don't. Especially when it comes to Lilliput, about the to go on, which is a ship proportionate to your particular body size, and the sunny with a chance of tiny arrows, which really kind of doesn't sting. It's like you're being stung by jellyfish, or sort of, with the great happiness of atmospheric conditions. And the environment is as picturesque as a painted scene. So, yes, I find it happiness around me with the interdimensionary departures. But anyways, I thought I showed you this. So, by the power, so I'm going to do a little time skip, and you guys can enjoy the inter-imaginary departures, of which inter-imaginary departures you would like here in Austin, Texas. It's hilarious, yes. So by the power invested in me in Austin, Texas, on the inter-imaginary departure, which I'll be transported from here to Denver, to Denver to Boise, I'm in a time skip. Wow. Whoa. All right, so, what do you guys think of my entire Texas road trip on those videos? I mean, I really enjoyed this as much as I could, including yourself, of course. So, I'm speaking to you like this normally because I am, because this is my normal voice, and from what I'm saying is straight from the bottom of my heart. And also, by the way, welcome to the month of October, and this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, wearing pink for the entire month of October, and yes, all month long. So every October, my profile picture changes into something else, okay? So it's got to be like all pink. So I guarantee you it's, oh my goodness, yeah. That's what I do. And wearing pink makes me manly, if you want to know. So, and besides pink, I went to Schlitterbahn. I had the most fantastic time that I ever had going to Schlitterbahn by myself. East and West Schlitterbahn. I enjoyed the water rides, the water slides, the works, everything, of course. And I've been to the hotel. I mean, the Homewood Suites by Hilton. It's the Hilton. I stayed at one of the Hilton hotels, and it wasn't that bad. I enjoyed its free breakfast, and it's really good, and I absolutely love it. And also, I met some new people while I was in the heart of Texas. So it was it was great. It went great. It felt like Texas has really grown on me, to be honest, and I absolutely loved it. And you can't imagine what it feels like to get to know what it means, and definitely feels absolutely great. And it's just, I'm at a loss of words. I'm at a loss of words. I mean, went to Texas State from 2022 in San Marcos, Texas. Then went to the Alamo on 2022 as well, checking out its history, and not to mention, wow. And you know, also coming back to San Antonio, went to the riverwalk, the San Antonio's riverwalk. It's like Little Venice, Italy. It's honestly true if you check out that video, to be honest. And also, we went to Corpus Christi, Texas. While we're on the freeway, there's a bunch of, I know I misnamed about those pitaya fruits. It's on those big cactus plants, not the little ones. I mean, those are cacti fruit, because I got corrected on this. So, you're saying there aren't no cactuses in Texas. Guess what? There is in Texas! Of course, there are more bigger cacti plants if you go further west in Texas, such as El Paso. I mean, I would love to explore more around Texas, to be honest. I would love to go visit the city of Houston itself, the twin cities of Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas. I'll give you that. Who knows? I like to visit Lubbock and Amarillo. And I would love to check out, my gosh, I know I've been to the southern part of Texas. I have not been to Kingsville. I haven't been to Brownsville and McAllen. I was right next to Padre Island because I was in Corpus Christi, Texas. Don't get me wrong. Of course, in the Gulf Coast of Texas, it feels like Florida, to be honest. It definitely looks almost like Florida. But you're in Texas, which is incredible. Oh my goodness, it's like the rolling foothills, and then everything's like flatland, and like you see more of the rolling hills once you're like near the city limits of Corpus Christi. Then you go further south, which I've never been to, but I would like to go to the southern part, like McAllen and Brownsville and Texas. There's so much history, especially the city of Laredo, Texas, and the city of Laredo, Texas, right next to it is Nuevo Laredo in the Mexican state of Tamaulipas, Mexico. It's right next to it. And then, as you can imagine, there's the Rio Grande River. And right next to it reaches up to El Paso, Texas, which I would love to see the city of El Paso, Texas, which means you're back in the mountain time zone. Most of Texas is in Central Time. Only a small part of Texas, which is in El Paso, is in Mountain Time. Man, there's so much regions around. So much land to cover. I was this close to go to the caverns that are in like 20 miles away from north of San Antonio, because you could actually zip line there, to be honest, especially going into the wondrous caves of the caverns. I know I've been to Austin, Texas, just the airport and the city limits around, but just not downtown itself. But it's actually home of the Longhorns of the Big 12 Conference, of course. I know about that. Texas wants to go to another conference is what I'm hearing. I haven't been to College Station. I haven't been to the eastern part of Texas. I've been to the heart of Texas, just not the eastern part. I've been to the southern part, which is San Antonio, then Corpus Christi. I haven't been to the other parts of the southern. I would like to go visit Houston. Visiting the city of Seguin, Texas. Yes, the name Juan Seguin is the clue to his name. So yeah, it is worth it, man. It is so much worth it. I can't comprehend of what it means to be this way and how it makes it worthwhile. And definitely worth my time. And I have something, and yeah, I have pictures of Looney Tune characters that I am definitely going to post on the Alliance Community Board. And it is, yes, I am a fan of Looney Tunes and also a fan of DC characters such as Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, DC superheroes and supervillains, as well as like the Joker, Lex Luthor. Oh man, I mean, who wouldn't? My gosh, topping, so much characters out of the DC comics. I mean, Batman, DC character, the supervillains of Batman in the DC comics. Oh my gosh, especially Superman as well. That's because these two characters are really popular. Wonder Woman, he's one of the most popular characters of all time in the DC. It definitely reminds you of what it is, of who she really is, and what is she becoming. Because since that character development, it's absolutely amazing. I enjoyed my time with my family, my grandpa's birthday, and all this, and you have no idea what this means to me. It is just absolutely amazing, and I absolutely enjoyed every minute of it. I mean, being with my family, with my Uncle John and my Aunt Abigail, it's incredible. Oh, especially my aunt coming from Kansas to visit, all the way from Kansas to Texas. So yeah, it's like you're not too far from home. I mean, it's such amazing. I will always be attached to the state of Texas, no matter what. And next time my mom would love to go on a road trip instead by plane. I mean, I got no problems going by plane. It's just things are complicated when you go travel by plane. That takes you less time to get from one city to another, which is really quick, and go traveling from Mach 2 to Mach 3 to Mach 4 or Mach 5. That's incredibly fast, to be honest, for me. A Boeing 747 plane. And you need to require jet fuel. From traveling from Boise to Austin, Texas. I thought there was going to be a pit stop, to be honest, but there wasn't. There was no pit stop. No pit stop. It was just a one trip hop from here to there, and then going back from Austin to Boise. We went from Austin to Denver and Denver to Boise, so we did get a pit stop, but we were this close. Me and my mom were this close missing our flight. This close. And not only was this close, we were the very last people to board the plane before the doors closed shut behind us. Talk about cutting it close, or should I call it the cutting edge? Oh, we definitely made it in time. I did enjoy the biscotti and the drinks. Perfect. Absolutely well done for me. And and I also came back from Boise, and also I went to, not to mention, the Gem State Comic Con Summerfest of September 9th, and I had some pictures as well. So yes,
that I got as well, and when to do characters. So that was my next best thing, going to that Gem State Comic Con thing. Really, absolutely, I would love it. And also, I would love to do a live stream, if you don't mind. And also, I would love to have either you, Austin Lawrence, to be as my special guest, or I would like to have Big Cammy as my special guest, or like to have one of those longtime people that I have not even talked to ever since being subscribed to my YouTube channel, but haven't get the time to talk to me for ever since. But I would say I'm gonna do like a 3-hour live stream, but there's some of the things that I did enjoy. I mean, I want to try to savor as much as possible, to be honest, in a way that if you like to explain about where I went to, what is the name of the restaurant called Whataburger, Dunkin' Donuts, Dutch Brothers Coffee, Starbucks Coffee, HEB stores. Yes, that as well, including the gas stations. And not to mention, where have you been through all this time? So yeah, I would love to set up a live stream about this, and plus my day at Gem State Comic Con at the Summerfest thing of September 9th, which I would love to do. So my Texas trip and the Gem State Comic Con talkative and commentary, and I would love to say things to everyone of the entire audience. So once again, if you're up for it, Austin Lawrence, I would love to have you as my guest, or Big Cammy, or someone who haven't talked to me, whichever works. So I know a friend of mine I would love to have, but who has not talked to me for a really long time. But if that doesn't work, I'd rather either choose you, Austin Lawrence, or Big Cammy as one of my special guests. That about about what I talked about going on my Texas trip, plus the Gem State Comic Con Summerfest where I went to, plus I am going to a little dance that's representing of Gem State Comic Con, which, yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, I can't stop thinking about that name, the Gem State Comic Con. I know it's been like, for how long? Open for several years now? I mean, it's kind of new to me, but I would say that is a beginning of a new adventure for me for more of the cosplay. And also, I would love to pass down to those who are becoming the cosplayers, because I didn't know from experience, but after years of experience of what I've learned and what I know, I finally understand what it means to be a cosplayer, and also what comes in within the territories of it. And so there you have it. So my Texas road trip plus the Gem State Comic Con thing, and yes, and also bringing up some memories of Neo Anime Oasis as well. So there you have it. It's hunky-dory for everything. So once again, I'm going to do a live stream to talk about this, and which will be, and also Breast Cancer Awareness Month for the entire month of October. I would love to go to a corn maze to start from one end to another, like, you know, from start to finish, and get lost in the maze and find my way out. So something like that. So there you have it. So anyways, I hope this experience does not bother you, but seeing the history and the state of Texas and checking out the beaches itself, oh my gosh, and the island, University of Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, home of the Islanders, it's incredible. And I'll give you that. So tell me, hopefully you will leave me something, and that would help. So tell me this, what do you guys think of my Texas trip? I hope you like it, because if you have not been to Texas, you should. And try to plan ahead of time and savor up that money if you have. The time-wise and money-wise. And also, I would love to hear comments about what are the places that you like to go, in what part of Texas you wanted to go visit, or do you have any relatives in Texas? Do you have any friends in Texas or family in Texas or per se? Or do you have any memories you ever gone to ever since left from Texas, or you've been in the state of Texas for a very long time? I would love to hear it from you, each and every one of you. So anyways, as your main owner and founder of this entire channel, who likes to take chances, making mistakes, and getting messy, who likes peanut butter and chocolate and/or breakfast for dinner, for I am the Leo Wolverine, who will never go away, because I am the guy who cannot be taken out ever. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. Just remember to fight with honor, love, truth, and justice, and I will see you guys in the near future of my live stream to talk about this and that, and it would make everything completely worth it. Friendship is magic for everyone. So anyways, I'm going to let the Fiend take this matter into his own hands. Well, why? Because he's the Fiend, because his laughter is everywhere, if you want to know. Hey Fiend, take away with your laughter while I end this video. So I end it, you laugh away while I end it. So yeah, take it away. See ya!